Let me see if this one. I'm just trying this out to see if you can hear us. So hold on. Aim, I gotta call you back, honey. I gotta call you back. Hello?
We are waiting for one commissioner to arrive. For those of you on Zoom and watching, we are just waiting for one more commissioner to arrive who should be arriving shortly.
Good evening, and thank you all for viewing tonight's Planning Commission meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order at the City of Clear Lake Chambers on Tuesday, June 9th, 2026. It's actually 6:03, so as a reminder, we are currently live streaming this meeting on the city's YouTube channel and the Lake County PEG TV live stream YouTube channel. Please be aware the public will not be able to provide verbal comment during the meeting if attending via Zoom. The public can submit comments in writing for commission consideration by commenting via the Q&A function in the Zoom platform. To begin, can I please have a roll call?
Commissioner Fawn Williams,
Here.
Commissioner Ray Silva,
Here.
Commissioner Derek Counts,
Here.
Vice Chair Chris Inglis, Chair Jack Smalley.
Here.
Thank you.
Those present, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time. I'm sorry. This is the time for agenda modification. Is there any modifications to the agenda?
No changes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir.
I move to adopt the agenda as presented.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is the time for any member of the public to address the planning commission on any matter not on the agenda. That is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city. The Brown Act, with limited exceptions, does not allow the commission or staff to discuss issues brought forth under public comment. The commission cannot take action on non-agenda items. Concerns may be referred to staff or placed on the next available agenda. Please note that comments from the public will also be taken on each agenda item. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per person. Any public comment in the chambers? I don't see any. Or have we received any written public comments via the Q&A function in the Zoom platform?
There are no comments on Zoom.
No. So. Just this one. So recommended action, should I read this? Okay, consent items on May 12th, 2026, Planning Commission minutes.
I move to approve the minutes with the corrections that I submitted, which was to correct the chair and vice chair in the minutes.
Do I have a second?
A second.
We have a motion and a second.
Mr. Chair, just before you go to a vote.
Yes, sir.
just, Go ahead and ask if there's any public comment on the consent agenda.
Okay. Is there any public comment on the consent items?
There are no public comments on Zoom.
So we have a motion and a second. Can we get a vote?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. 4-0, motion passes. So item 1, discussion and consideration of conditional use permit CUP 2025-04 to allow a commercial food park located at 14530 Lakeshore Drive, Clear Lake, California. Staff, can you proceed with the staff report?
Give me 1 second and I will begin the staff report. Jessica or Melissa, can you allow me to do a screen share, please? Good evening, Commission, and good evening, members of the public. The applicant, Mr. Elise, is also available online if you have any questions after the presentation. So we're here tonight to hear about the Highlands Food Park, which is located at 14530 Lakeshore Drive. So this is more of a location map. The star indicates the parcel. It's fronted by Lakeshore and Emery in the rear. And then we have a car wash off to the left, and then just down the One Stop Automotive. So a little bit of history. Initially, this was issued as a temporary use permit in 2024 and 2025 as a concept plan, with the understanding that if it wanted to be long-term or permanent, a conditional use permit would need to be secured. The applicant recently purchased the property, so he has taken over the project and has been coordinating with the city to develop the project. Essentially, it's going to include up to 8 food truck spaces, which would be 4 on the right-hand side and 4 on the left-hand side. It'd be open Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. There are 2 existing structures. One's a 160 square foot shed, which is located in the rear of the property. And then also about approximately an 800 square foot outdoor dining area for shaded. Side access. So the primary access is off Lakeshore. So the food trucks would be allowed to enter. Members of the public would not be allowed to park within the food park operation. They would park in one of the 13 spaces outside fronting the fence. So some of the conditions of approval would be like, and typically if it's a discretionary permit, it requires the curb gutter sidewalk. But anticipation of the Lakeshore Improvement Plan, we're taking in lieu of fees for the curb gutter sidewalk. So the applicant would pay a specific amount determined by lineal foot by our city engineer. Other ones would be, prior to operation would be meeting environmental health requirements, accessible routes of path and travel. So since the applicant purchased the property, has been working with the city to do some substantial improvements. He replaced all the previous fencing along Lakeshore and the rear to do a matching iron rod fencing with an automatic gate that would allow the trucks to come in and out. That's also equipped with a knock box for fire access. In the upper right-hand corner, they've been installing anticipation of getting ready to open up the routes of path. There's also a pedestrian gate that will allow access as well for those that park outside and walk in. The lower left-hand corner is just an area where people can sit. And then the lower right-hand corner is kind of it was hard to get to show the whole property, but in the right side of the photo, there's power substations for each food truck, and then it'll be on the same side as the other one on the fence line as well. So here's a little better diagram. So on the left-hand side, you'll see the 4 food trucks. There will be a pathway connecting Emery and Lakeshore. Then on the left-hand side, you'll see the additional food trucks. And then one of the conditions too is you want to start up, get as many food trucks as you can. But one of the conditions is that any pathway for all the food trucks will have to have the route to path for accessibility. And the applicant has agreed, and he doesn't have any concerns to my knowledge of the conditions of approval. In the upper right-hand corner, they installed a trash receptacle for that meets our design standards. So they've been doing quite a bit of work in anticipation to get this ready. So it is exempt from CEQA for existing facilities and then new construction or conversion of the small structures, which is those structures that are existing on site. So tonight, the options are to move to adopt the resolution PC 2026-06, essentially approving the project. You can move to deny the resolution PC 2026-06, or you can move to continue the item and provide alternate direction to staff. But if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them, and the applicant is also online as well.
Thank you, staff. I'll now ask each commissioner if there are any questions of staff on this item. Commissioner Silva?
I'm curious about the restroom facilities. I noticed that you're probably going to go to Blue Rooms. Is there any particular reason why you aren't going to put a regular restroom facility in? This would be to the owner that I see there.
Yes, Mr. Ruiz is online. We just need to make him able to address Commissioner Silva's question.
Hello? I'm here.
Mr. Ruiz, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Is it on mute? Is it on mute?
Well, our audio is on.
I don't know.
Can you hear us? You have us muted.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay, there you go. Okay. So at the time when we did the exploratory for any kind of sewer on the property, there was no sewer connection that's still good on the property. There's a disconnect that's in the street more, like closer to the outside of the property that we noticed where the old plumbing was, but there is no plumbing on the inside.
So that's
Hi,
where-
this is, should I?
That's why you're not gonna make a restaurant. But they're asking,
What's that?
why are you not putting a restaurant on the property?
Is it okay now?
No.
Yeah, gently, huh? Yeah, by the way, sir, I like your concept and what you're doing there. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
What I am curious about is if you talk to special districts about hooking the property back up, because typically existing buildings that get torn down or burned or whatever else are able to hook back up without an enormous fee. But my understanding is they might have changed that. Is that any part of the equation here?
I mean, that could be down in the future. At this time, I was just gonna put an ADA compliant portage on. And then probably have two of them there. And that should be sufficient for the amount of people that are coming there. I mean, down the road, I would probably expand and put restrooms in. But at the time right now, there's no sewer, so I didn't want to get into too much expense, to start this up.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that you're having washroom facilities there. I was curious about the sewer hookup situation and what it would take to get that done, but
Okay,
it's fine. Thank you.
thank you.
Any other comments?
Actually, I do have one question. So if from my understanding, you said there's pathways to each food truck? Like, am I seeing that correctly? Like, there's a pathway there, but no pathway on the other side to the 4?
To the 4 to the left, currently not right now. The applicant, from my understanding, based on what the applicant, he wants to try to get it build a right-hand side, and then eventually one of the conditions is prior to using the left-hand side spaces, I think it's 4 through 8, you'd have to install the routes of travel and routes of path.
Gotcha. Okay. That is conditional. So
Correct.
they won't have 4 more trucks on that side until they have that other part installed.
That's correct.
Okay.
Any more questions? Commissioner Silver? Commissioner Williams, you good? Um, are there any public comments on this agenda item? If I don't see any in the chambers, is there any comments on Zoom?
There are no comments on Zoom.
Thank you. Public comment on this item is now closed. I will now ask each commissioner if there are further comments for deliberation on this item. Any further comments on this item from the commissioners? No? So I will now take a motion on item number 1.
I move to approve conditional use permit CUP 2025 04 to allow commercial food park located at 14530 Lakeshore Drive, Clear Lake, California.
I'll second.
Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Fawn Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Ray Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner Derek Counts,
Yes.
Chair Jack Smalley.
Aye.
Thank you.
The consent item passes 4-0. Thank you all. So does city manager or staff have a report?
Just a couple things really briefly. We are under contract with a firm to work on an annexation project. I think that I mentioned at a previous meeting. So working on that, and then, the public draft of the EIR for the airport, we're expecting to receive this week from the editor, the final version, and then we'll be releasing that, pretty much as soon as we get it. So hopefully this week or next week at the latest. We thought we were having it last week, but this week it's supposed to be here, so it's getting close. The draft environmental impact report for the airport redevelopment project.
So I've noticed that the for sale for lease sign is gone on Rite Aid. Is someone purchased it or leasing it? Do we know what's going on there?
Well, so yeah, it was sold at auction. There's a gentleman from Sacramento area that purchased it. And I met with him and his wife here a couple of weeks ago, and they didn't have a specific plan for it. They just bought it as an investment. And we are working with a few different retailers to try and find a tenant, and he's open to something that the community wants, but we're still working on it. So.
Well, the best of luck to them.
Yeah.
Does any commissioner have any items to report? No?
Alan, I did have a question real quick. Any update on sport complex?
Well, all the timelines are passed for any continuing litigation related to the CEQA, so that's all good. We're still just waiting on a letter from the State Historic Preservation Officer, so that we can finalize the federal environmental review, which that document's prepared. We're just waiting on the concurrence letter from the state, and then we'll be sending that to HUD for final review and approval. So federal agencies handle environmental review a little bit differently. In HUD's case, they've delegated the authority to the city to prepare the environmental document, which we've done, and then we just have to send it to them to sign off on. So we don't really know how long that review process is going to take, but we really should be getting our letter from the state anytime. And, I would expect, a couple of months probably for the review process. And the plans are 100% done. The bid package is ready to go out as soon as we get that clearance.
Thank you. And then my last question, any update on the timeline for the new apartment complex, that's over off of Dam Road?
I think they are, sometime toward the end of this year, I think they're planning on being done. It's a much quicker timeline than normal because they're modular units. I believe, well, at least their initial timeline, they're planning on shipping those around September to the old airport and storing them there and then taking them up and installing them. I did hear that they're a little behind schedule on the grading because some rock that they've ran into up there, but yeah, sure you do.
BYOB.
Does any commissioner have a request for future items, agenda items? Thank you to everyone who took the time to attend and for submitting their comments, and to those who are watching our meeting on Zoom and YouTube. There being no further business of the commission, we are now adjourned at 6:25 PM on Tuesday, June 9th. Thank you all for attending.
I did. They do it.
Leave open on.